Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into a quite fascinating real estate opportunity. Think of it as a kind of urban oasis. And our mission, really, is to unpack the advantages here, both for, first-time buyers and maybe more seasoned investors.
Yeah.
And there's a key financial bit you might not know about.
Yeah, that's the really compelling part, I think. We're talking about 0% transfer duty on this specific type of property.
0%. Wow.
Exactly. It's a direct saving straight into your pocket. It comes from an update to the Transfer Duty Act, the one amended by the April 2025 budget. It's, well, a tangible benefit.
Okay, zero-cost transfer, that definitely grabs your attention.
Okay.
So let's ground this. We're focusing on a specific example, right? A 2-bed, 1-bath, top-floor unit in Hennopspark.
That's the one. Hennopspark, Centurion.
So let's start there with the property itself. What makes something like this a lock-up and go home? What's the appeal?
Well, lock up and go basically means low maintenance, high convenience. This unit, for instance, it's got a spacious open plan layout, private balcony. It's built for efficiency.
Yeah.
It caters to, busy professionals, maybe young couples starting out, people who value security and don't want weekend chores, basically. It just simplifies life.
Makes sense. And I see it also includes practical things like a lock-up garage and a covered parking bay. That's pretty useful.
Oh, definitely. Essential these days.
What about the complex itself? You mentioned amenities, a pool, braai area. How much do those actually add in, say, an urban setting like this?
Quite a bit, actually. They turn it from just apartments into more of a community, a lifestyle hub. You get that relaxation space, the social aspect, without having to maintain it yourself.
Okay.
It's a secure spot to unwind. And importantly, it definitely boosts the appeal for renters, too, if you're thinking investment.
Let's circle back to that golden opportunity, the 0% transfer duty. You touched on it, but for anyone listening who's maybe new to buying property, what exactly is transfer duty?
Sure. So transfer duty is basically a tax. The government charges it when a property changes hands, when ownership is transferred.
Right. It's calculated on the price.
Exactly. It's a percentage of the purchase price, and honestly, it can add a lot to your upfront costs. Tens of thousands, sometimes more. So 0% means you just skip that entire cost.
That's huge.
It is. And typically this kind of policy, the zero rating, it targets specific types of properties or price ranges, often to stimulate activity, maybe in new developments or certain market segments.
So it's a deliberate policy lever, not just a random discount. What does that mean in practical terms for someone buying their first home?
For a first-time buyer, it lowers the barrier to entry significantly. Think about that money saved. It could be your deposit, maybe furnish the place, or just give you breathing room financially.
Yep. Okay.
Critically, it means your bond payments start building your wealth, your equity, right from day one, instead of paying that big chunk of tax first. It makes getting onto the ladder much more achievable.
And flipping that coin, what about for an investor looking at this?
For an investor, it immediately juices the return on investment, right? Your initial cash outlay is lower because you've skipped the transfer duty.
Less capital tied up.
Precisely. Your money works harder sooner. Then you factor in the area Centurion has really strong rental demand, good infrastructure, economic activity. So this becomes an income-generating asset almost immediately without that big tax bite at the start.
Okay, let's talk about the area then. Hennopspark Centurion. Why is that location considered strategically sound? What can we learn from it?
Location is always key, isn't it? Hennopspark's big advantage is its centrality. You've got super easy access to the N1, the N14 highways, plus it's close to the Gautrain station.
Thanksgiving.
Huge factor. And it's not just transport, it's an established suburb, quite leafy, feels settled. You're near Centurion Mall, good schools, medical places, all that lifestyle stuff.
Yeah.
It's that mix.
Yeah.
Accessibility, amenities, and just a solid established feel. That's what underpins stable property values and consistent demand.
Okay, makes sense. One last piece then. For anyone listening and thinking, okay, this sounds interesting, but financing, that's the hurdle. What about navigating that process?
That's a really common concern. And yeah, financing can feel daunting, but there are services designed to help, like bond originators.
How do they work?
Essentially, they act as your intermediary. They take your application and submit it to all the major banks for you, even if you have a relationship with one bank, like a private banker.
Oh, interesting. So they shop around.
Exactly. They do the heavy lifting, comparing offers, negotiating rates. Their goal is to get you the best possible deal. They can also help with pre-qualification, so you know what you can afford up front. It really streamlines things.
Take some stress out of it.
Definitely. It empowers you as the buyer.
So wrapping this up,
Yeah.
what this deep dive really shows, using this property as our lens, is how understanding these policy details, like the 0% transfer duty,
Mm-hmm.
combined with looking closely at location and knowing about financing tools, can really unlock opportunities you might have missed. It's about using that knowledge.
Absolutely. Making informed choices.
Which leads us to our final thought for you, the listener. Given these kinds of, let's call them hidden pathways or advantages, what unexpected routes might exist for you to maybe get into the property market or even expand your portfolio beyond what you've traditionally thought about, something to mull over?